Well, Donncha, welcome along to another dressing room.
Yes, looking forward to Tommy. How have you been, Philip?
I'm great, thank you. Yeah, very good. Enjoying the Women's World Cup at the minute. It's the crowds over there in England have been fantastic. It's brilliant to see, but the big game is this weekend. So it's decided, the dressing room decided to just go back and look at some of our Rugby World Cup memories.
Yeah.
And I think we've kind of done a few highs and lows looking back on it. What do you think? Have you an overall thought when it comes back to World Cups?
No, but I look on with a bit of envy at the moment at the girls in the middle of their one because with hindsight now you understand it's a really special time, man, isn't it?
Yeah.
I gave that no appreciation in it. I was just looking to the next week, whereas like I'm really proud that I went to three, but I'd say in all three of them I didn't really enjoy them like I could have. Well, we'll chat about it in a minute, but it was one I probably enjoyed more than the rest, and that led to a bit of trouble. But I think that's what stirred the dressing room conversation. Obviously, on Friday, we're going to chat about the Women's World Cup, and we'll go into detail on the game. But we wanted to touch here in the dressing room about the World Cup in general, the highs, the lows, the ceremonies around it, and how they're nearly treated differently, and how we all have enough by the quarterfinals, so we feck off home.
The quarterfinal curse. I wonder if the women will be able to get past that. It'd be amazing if they did.
Yeah, it would.
But
Be great.
it is true. Like you don't appreciate it. There's so much going on. But if you look back at it and think about it, the crack that was had, like phenomenal. You know, off the pitch, like because you play every weekend, you're on tour together. So you did what, 2003? Did you?
2003 to Australia, 2007 to France, and 2011 with you in New Zealand.
Yeah, I did 2011 and 2015 in England and Wales again.
Oh, yeah. That was the one that Argentina we lost to, wasn't it? When they kept turning to the stand being full of superstars.
Yeah.
You were just stop banging it home that half our players are in the stand.
Well, that, I suppose I might as well even start, as a low. That is one of my lows. That has to be one of the biggest lows because we obviously were meeting, we'd beaten France in the group stages, topped the pool, things were flying. But of course, remember, Paulie ripped his hamstring in that game. Sean O'Brien got injured. Pete O'Mahony got injured. Jared Payne got injured. And then I think it was like 12 minutes into the game, I ruptured my knee ligaments. So then we were really fucked. We had no chance.
We had a chance when we lost all those superstars. But when the Lionel Messi of our team, I heard people walked out of the pubs in Ireland when Bowe left. Sorry, Tommy, tell us, what actually happened? I remember you going off on the whatever
stretcher.
It is.
Yeah. The big car took me off again. Well, I think we were actually down 13-0 or 14-0 at this stage already. Like, they came out of the blocks. I remember Paulie gave us a big speech the night before. I don't know what the hell we got wrong for that game because we knew about the ambush that was coming.
Yeah.
But I just think missing a couple of key players, and to be fair, Lukey Fitz came in, played really well for me off the when I got injured. But I came round the corner. I don't know. I came round the corner looking for the ball, and I was kind of 50-50 what to do. So trucked it up. Who's the big? I can't remember his name. The Argentinian second row. He always gets in trouble. He's got yellow and red cards written all over him. This fella. Anyway,
a bit like myself.
He dove in my leg and literally underneath the knee. So his shoulder hit me underneath the kneecap. Wow. And my stud stayed on the ground and my knee went over the top and completely hyperextended my knee. It was horrible. It was horrible, the pain.
I can imagine the pain. But what had you done? What did you do? What was the injury?
I pretty much ruptured all the ligaments of my knee apart from my ACL. But it was
no way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I love the way everyone else blows out like that. Your fella went, I'm digging in. All the rest of you can jog on.
Yeah, no, the ACL stuck, but it was actually the PCL, which is the other one in the middle, that normally people can actually play on with, but I ended up getting bone bruise and whatever. I was out for 11 months with that injury. 11 months. Yeah, sickener. So that was a shocker of a way to go out in the world. And that was the other one, like, come off injured And then I had to watch the game in pain underneath the stadium in the Millennium Stadium, Principality Stadium in Cardiff. And you're watching it on the telly. And I remember parents were able to come in and see me. And you're just watching Argentina win this quarterfinal. And it's just so miserable. You go into the change room, it's gloomy. Your World Cup dream is over. Oh, man, it was...
Yeah.
How was a misery one that was?
Yeah, I know we've started on a low, but I think it is actually, it's the overriding window of the Men's World Cup, really, is that quarter-final exit. It seems to hang over us an awful lot. And Tommy, I think you've nailed the overriding feeling there, because I've had exactly that. I think it's the fact that you actually pre-season together. I don't think, like, you never unite like you really do for a World Cup. You come together for Six Nations, but for a World Cup, you get that march of a pre-season. You suffer together, which actually builds these bonds.
Yeah.
And then when it kind of falls down, you can feel so empty. Like the lowest point in my rugby career certainly has to be France 2007. And that feeling, again, having lost Argentina, I remember afterwards there was lads having a few beers and someone offered me a can of Coke or whatever it was, and they were like, there's ice cream there. And I genuinely don't think I'd seen like stuff like that in over kind of like 8-9 months, because I was so on it. You know what I mean?
Ice cream and Coca-Cola.
Yeah. I swear to God, man. You know what I mean? It was like, it felt like going to a kid's birthday party, and I found it so weird and jarring. I was there like, how the fuck are we at this? You know what I mean? How's it? It's over, you know?
Flip Donncha, that was some disaster of a World Cup, wasn't it? 07.
Didn't I do you a favour? Didn't I do you a favour going the wrong way?
Oh, man. Yeah, exactly. I missed out on that World Cup because you tell me what Eddie O'Sullivan dropped
Shortcut.
me. You tell me to go the wrong way by the hotel. But Jesus, that was such a shocker, wasn't it? Like, what? Like, Ireland didn't even get out of the pool in that World Cup. What the heck? Wasn't it Argentina? Go on, not even that.
We were lucky, like in ways. Like I remember, look, it's probably not my story to tell, but like I remember Leamy squirming his hand under a ball that had been grounded. Like if you TMOs back then, like we played Georgia. Remember the intercept try from strings? Like we scraped over the line in even, you know what I mean, what we thought was the warm up.
Namibia, wasn't it? Namibia as well.
Yeah. But Tommy, it's so mad when you were in it. You were trying to fix it, and I remember a real sobering conversation with Dr. Liam Hennessy, one of the greatest men of all time. He's like, you would have worked with him. He was brilliant with arming us.
He hated me.
Did he hate you?
Oh, he hated me. He hated me.
No way. The doc hates no one.
Oh, Dr. Liam Hennessy. Yeah, Liam hates me. Yeah.
How could he hate you?
That's Bala before that World Cup. Like, he'd written me off. It was him who didn't pick me, I think. He was teaching me how to tie my shoelaces and stuff, you know.
Oh, he had a different way of tying his laces. You're right. He made out that we all tied them wrong.
Yeah, and remember I'd turn up to Spala in Poland for these intense training camps, and I'd spend like €50 just on plain Haribo and sweets. Like literally have a full plastic bag of jellies. And Liam Hennessy, I was like, this is exactly everything against what we're doing here. Then we'd go and we'd do the full week in Spala, and we'd always have one night in Warsaw, remember?
Yes, the night out in Warsaw. Keep people going.
I'd order a club sandwich and a pint of milk in the Hilton in Warsaw. I've never tasted a club sandwich like it in my life.
Well, that's so true. In fact, if you asked anyone that had been to those Spala camps, that club sandwich is death row dinner, isn't it?
Oh my God, it's amazing. Amazing.
So good.
Honestly, nothing when you're used to just eating cardboard, chicken, fish, and I don't know, pork for a week solid.
Yeah, and the menu was funky as well. Remember, there was things like strawberry soup. You know what I mean? And or they'd say strawberry soup, but all it was in it was pasta. You were like, this is a stew, lads, is it?
There's a strawberry. But then that was it. We'd go to Warsaw with a big night out, so we'd be sitting in the airport hanging. And Liam Hennessy would come over to me, you've just wasted that whole week of training.
Wow.
Yeah,
so I don't think you
love you, Liam.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see eye to eye now.
No, of course. But you know what I used to like about him? Even from when I was first involved with, say, academies, our national academy at our point, when we came into it, it was nationalised. It wasn't in your province. So
Yeah.
you trained against, and I really liked it because you went up against the other provinces. But I remember I'd be hopping the ball and laughing and messing in the middle of fitness testing. And he'd come over and grab me by the elbow and he'd look me in the eye and he's there like, do you know you're competing here? Do you know, like, that they're going to decide out of this pool who's going to make it? And, like, he's there, you're here with, like, Bob Casey, Leo Cullen, Mick O'Driscoll. Quality,
Right.
quality, quality. And there you are, walking on with your arse around, you know what I mean? Your pants around your arse or something like this. But I remember once he sent me out, he was there, go away for take a lap. We were out in, is that, what's it, Morton Stadium out there in Dublin. There used to be the big place for doing the testing.
Santry, no?
Yeah, not far off it. You know, that
Okay.
kind of place where they do the kind of Irish athletic stuff. I remember it because
Okay.
I got in trouble because there was a bobsleigh in the corner and I was flaking around in it. And he'd enough of me. He was there. But he was there, go genuinely have a chat with yourself and realise that they're all after the same shirt as you. And
But sometimes you need that, don't you, when you're a young fella?
100%
Like,
did. I could have hugged him after it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've gone around in a circle. I remember chatting to Liam in that World Cup in 2007 and him just kind of going, we can't really unring the bell, Dunners. You're overcooked. Just at that point, at that time, we probably got, and it was genuinely, I put it down to us as players, we got too hot too early, if you know what I mean. We, like, Tommy, I photos of us, man. We look like Spartans.
I'm sure I remember. But that was what they said. We were too fit, but there was no ball games played. You weren't rugby hardened.
No way was I rugby hardened. In fact, like, I felt when I played rugby, like I'd wellies on. Put me in a gym, I could clean, squat, you name it, man. I was all over it. Give me a rugby ball and I'd start licking it.
I remember Dennis, like myself and Trimby would have been training then, Gav Duffy and like Shaggy and Dennis Hickey were in some nick.
They were in.
Jeez. They were.
I remember. Yeah, actually, speaking of Liam Hennessy, I remember Liam Hennessy sending him away, right? Because he did, I think he did an incredible kind of power clean and then followed it up with a velocity run that broke all sorts of records around the place. And Liam was there. He's done. Put him on ice. But the problem was Dennis.
Yeah, insane. Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem was that's what happened. We got too hot too early, and by the time we got to it, we were
shape of our lives, but no good for rugby. Like, yeah,
and then,
exactly.
Sorry, I don't like. Well, I do like bitching and moaning, but I don't like looking at excuses. But where we were staying, that hotel in the middle of nowhere, like, I remember it became a thing on the bus. Has anyone seen an animal? Has anyone seen a bird, a dog? You know what I mean? It became a thing. If you could spot any form of wildlife in any way, like, you'd win a prize. None of us saw anything. We were in the middle of
in Bordeaux, was it?
But we were out, man. We were out in the middle of a kind of, it felt like an industrial estate out the back of it. And the food was so shit, Tommy. Honestly, the food was really bad. That there was a kind of like, is it like a Little Chef or a Hippopotamus? One of these shitty restaurants that the best chance of you eating well was to go over there and get like a mixed grill. Like, I swear, I remember I used to come down, right, for dinner, try to eat it. It was so fucking appalling that I would genuinely just get a spoon of Nutella, lob at my gobs. Like, the smell of Nutella makes me nauseous. It brings me back into the room in 2007.
It brings you back the memory.
Yeah. It's, that smell, that we associate with, like, Christmas and different things. I smell Nutella. Nutella is a smell of failure. There you go. That's what it smells like.
Is that what you tell the kids Nutella.
now? I can't when they're there. Dad, will you open this? And they're, get that away from me.
I mean, we were very close to having Nutella come to sponsor the podcast, but he was like,
That's the end
no.
of it. Yeah. No better boy. You pay a few quid, and here I am with my Nutella sandwiches.
I love it. Nothing says winner like Nutella on your toast.
When I'm looking to get out of a rut, I like a nice spoon of Nutella.
Oh yes, 07. There you go. That was one to miss. Jeez,
yeah, it was.
Okay, well, let's talk quickly. The one that we were both there together, New Zealand, beating Australia. Like, that was a high. That was probably one of our biggest highs from the World Cup, is beating Australia in Eden Park.
Yeah,
in that 2013.
That's the one, Tommy, isn't it?
Was it, or 2011?
2011. Do you know what? Very few people will probably get it, but that was the only chance we'll ever get to feel what it probably feels like to be an All Black. Do you remember how famous we were around Auckland after winning that game?
Remember? And in Eden Park, they loved us, didn't they?
They loved us, man. It was the fact that we beat Australia as well. You know what I mean? And
oh, well, I didn't think it was any other reason. I thought it was just that we beat Australia in Eden Park. But
well,
I think
it's
like,
just
we endeared ourselves to the New Zealand public over there on that tour as well. Remember, we went down to Queenstown. We'd like that bit of a break. We were able to socialise. The people in New Zealand loved us for a change there as well. Do you know, it was a good trip. That I enjoyed it.
But I think, like we always do, we benefit from Irish people that have gone before. So obviously, Irish people that have gone before us are good scouts when they go to New Zealand. I've seen this on UNICEF trips as well. When Irish go before, we get the bunks afterwards. Like, if you consider, like, the nights we had in that, we did nothing. We did everything probably as bad as the English lads, but it was they were making the papers and getting in such trouble. Whereas, like, Geordie was organising for the lads to kind of come out and nights out with us and things. Great.
We were literally tops off. Ferris Heaslip, Sean O'Brien, tops off in the bar, trying to take Jerry Thornley's top off. All the like the journos were drinking with us. I'll never forget being in the nightclub with 3 of the journos, and we were drinking vodka Red Bulls out of a teapot. Teapots full of drink with the journalists, and we're at a World Cup, and Jameen, and you're kind of thinking, this is meant to be the pin. You're talking about you haven't eaten ice cream and a Coca-Cola. I'm in mid-World Cup drinking vodka Red Bull out of a teapot and pouring it. Like, we actually all got little saucers. I don't know where we got them, but we were all sitting like, and someone was pouring it out of the teapot into the cups. Oh, jeez. Oh, wow. And this is with the journalists. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, amazing.
Crack.
But do you remember also, I think when we landed in Queenstown, I remember chatting to Ruth Woodmartin, and she was there. I know, like, this is meant to have one of the best burger places in the world. What was it called?
The Nutritionists. Fur Burger.
Who was brilliant. Fur Burger. Yeah, that was the name of the place. So she just opened an account down there. So all you had to say is, I'm with the rugby team. And basically, she didn't.
Hold on a second.
Well, Rossi certainly heard about it. But basically, that's what supplied dinner, and it just had all the feels of a break, didn't it? When we went down there, and real bunks afterwards.
I am trying to. Somebody sent me this a picture of us. We're still on the wall in Ferg Burger.
No way! Wow, amazing.
Hold on.
Is it of Rossi flipping a double patty? What?
I can't find it.
Times. Yeah, don't worry, we'll get it.
I remember the luge there. Do you remember? Did you go on the luge?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's a good photo of me on that. Yeah, Billy Stickling got a great one.
I have a picture of me and O'Gara with it as well, and Raj is like hunting me down. So it's like a racetrack from the top of the mountain, isn't it? You're getting these little go-karts, and you're steering, and all you've got is a brake. But jeez, I don't know how we, like, again, Donncha, we could have easily wrecked ourselves.
100%. Like, you actually come to the point where you think they'd never leave you do it now. But I think it was just that looseness as well, to kind of, because we embraced the Tommy, didn't we? Like, we had a ball, man. We had an absolute laugh.
Yeah. Can you remember when that? Because England went there. Did we go there before? Oh,
We
actually, do you know what? We went
we
there before the World Cup,
we
didn't we?
went.
As a climatize.
I think we went everywhere a week before England, is my
Okay.
understanding. But one, and because I remember it, I was involved with that kind of like top of the bus. So you've different committees, so you're kind of stuck in them all. But I'll never forget the social committee. And probably something the Irish social committee do better than everyone else is they tidy up afterwards. So like you were out that night, they would call down to the place you were drinking out of the Red Bulls and vodkas out of the teapot, and they would say, "Listen, if the lads were wild last night, real apologies. Here's a bit of kit. Here's a few tickets to the match. We'd love
Who
to
did
see."
that?
Yeah,
Did you?
the social committee did it. It was nearly a tidying up policy of just kind of make sure we leave it well. And I think that's what Kiwis buy into a little bit as well, because they're of that DNA of, you know what I mean? And you've been out with a few Kiwis. They like, you know what I mean?
Oh, they
Their
love,
hearts,
yeah.
their
They
hearts
love a
in the
night
right
out.
place, but they want a good night out. And I think that's what we were good at afterwards. Just, you know what I mean? Just not, I wouldn't call it tidying up, but just being appreciative of them actually knowing that
That's
we were a bit loose.
unreal, man.
Yeah.
I am so clueless. I'm sitting up as one of the crew who made the chaos, and you're there tidying up. Well, thank you. I'm just going to say thank you now
If you only knew
for
the half
whatever
of
you've
it,
done.
Tommy.
I
If you only
know.
knew the half of it.
I know.
But
Jeez,
they're
I
all the
know.
stuff that kind of go into it. I, I, I'd like to jog your memory if you remember it as something like I do. But I actually think when I look back on my career, one of the absolute highlights will be after that game against Australia. Phil Morrow organised a spinning session. I know this
Remember
sounds
it.
really stupid, man,
I
but
remember it, and we've just listened to them. Yeah, I know. I know exactly. Brings right back. Go on, tell it. Tell
so
us.
we all were on a bike. It took probably maybe 20, 30 minutes, but he had a love for Oasis like no other. And I know it's topical at the moment, but Phil loved them, man. He absolutely loved them. And he just put on banger after banger, left it roll, and we were just all on the bikes, loosening out after an unbelievable match. Just honestly having the greatest sing song of all time. Not
Wasn't
one beer in sight.
that was so good? And it was
It
like
was,
real dark. It was like a real
oh yeah,
dark spin room, and lads were all tops off on the spin
yeah.
bikes. And Don't Look Back in Anger came on, and you're
Don't
like,
look back in anger,
"Duh."
man.
Oh my
It's
God,
great.
was that World Cup as well? Was it?
That
Jeez, that was
that World
some
Cup, yeah, and it was all off the
class.
back of. Remember Ferris that night? Jeez, remember when he ran Genya?
Yeah,
His hit on
picked him
Will
up. Yeah,
Genya when and like I love sagging over that because I think Ferris was doing such a good job. I think next to it could have been Shawnee and Paulie who actually bring him to ground. Whereas,
oh,
like,
he was taking him over the line.
100%, if they'd left Fez at it, man, he would have ran him back to Belfast. I was like, why'd you get involved?
Do you know what's a real sickener from that game is at the end of the game, remember they were camped on our line and I intercepted it and I ran and I ran the length and I didn't make it. It's
You
the
went in,
worst.
you went into touch, didn't you?
I-
From my memory, and I need to watch it back. Yeah, basically, the try line was like 12 meters, but the touch line was 8, and you basically went, "Fuck that, I'm wrecked. I'll just go over the touch line."
Well, if you want to see it again, James O'Connor has it pinned at the top of his Instagram stories.
Well, you're a good scalp to take, Tommy.
Fucking Rugby World Cup reposted it all the time. And there's no context, lads. I've just saved the game here. Ran intercept, 79th minute. And
No,
I
they've
took
spun
off.
it the other way of never give up.
79 minutes running the length. And I am going like the clappers. See, first 40 meters, I am perfect 100 meters style. And then I wish I'd done a few weeks in Spala, then come to the end of that.
You in the dock. You wish you didn't pound your face with Haribo.
I hit the quicksand fairly quickly on that one then, and I was just going slower and slower. And Johnny's on the inside yelling at me to kick it in field to him.
No, wow.
Like my brain, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm in a world. There is nothing worse. There is nothing more lonely in this world than as a winger who's expected to finish an intercept than being reeled in. It is the most embarrassing. darkest, loneliest
Yeah.
place you'll ever be whenever
I
you're taking off and you just feel like they're catching me here. They're catching
but
me.
I can never compare it
Oh,
because I never had that thing. But I'm just going back to, when you're a kid and someone's chasing you and you feel like you've got wellies on because they're chasing you. You're there like, if this is a normal run, I can run away. But no, you're after me. My ass is getting lower.
my knees are literally up to the sand at this stage. And
uh,
James O'Connor's corner flag and tackles me to touch and I like throw the ball away. Anyway, I ran particularly slow just to wind down the clock those extra few seconds
of
on the
course he did.
course.
Always about the team, Tommy. Always about the team.
Australia had a line out 5 meters from their own line. Jeez, could have not just scored. Anyway, that was that was a great day. Unfortunately, we're both there for Wales the following week. I'd say this is my biggest low. I have to say,
Is
losing to
it?
Wales. I was playing the Ospreys at the time,
Yeah, of course.
and
Yeah, that would be tough. That would be.
and just we had the beating the Wales. Like we should have, like we topped our group. We should have beaten them really. And to
Yeah.
be fair, they did
But
a job on us.
they
They
did an
deserved it.
absolute job at us. Yeah, and do you know what it was? It was that Dan Lydiot, that whole back row, that top tattle that you mentioned that you hurt your knee on. We probably weren't. That was probably the best I've seen it executed. We the back row. I think the back row that night was Hortus, Fez, Heaslip, and Shawnee.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
they always got us over the gain line. We
Yeah.
like I just remember as a second row, I could always just look up for first clean because it was
Yeah.
always in front of me. But this, I was coming out of scrums or coming back from lineouts and arcing round to make clears. You know what I mean? I was there, why aren't we getting front foot here?
And it was
And they
just
were-
Lydiot, this chop tackle straight down,
Lydiot.
and then Warburton over the top for a turnover.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I do remember
sickener.
though, like I know there's probably a little bit more education around concussion, and probably at that point you didn't know a whole lot. Of course, we did get the absolute best of medical treatment, but I remember I remember getting blindsided by Jamie Roberts. I'm returning back to after a break. I turn late. I spot him late, and
Right.
his head, man. He hit my head
Such
with
a big
his
head.
head.
Oh,
He's a massive head.
he's a massive head.
It's such a big head. My
Yeah.
my gum shield went flying. I went ass over. I genuinely went, and I know this sounds bad, and I hate it saying it now because I know there's a real focus on it. But I was groggy for a bit of it, and I remember coming round properly in a line out, and
Right.
like being void of what had totally happened at that point till then.
Couldn't
just-
remember it. Your memory
well,
went.
yeah, I know this sounds nuts, but I was probably functional within the game, but I had no concept of what.
Mm.
Like I remember looking at my armband because my nan had died that week, and I was wearing a black armband
Oh,
for my
shit.
nan,
Yeah.
and I did not know why all the rest of you weren't wearing one. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was there like this. It really confused me. I was there like, why the fuck am I the only one with a black armband? What you like?
Oh man.
In the middle of a game, you were like, you know what I mean? Taxing yourself. If it was my sister when I got back to the thing, you know what I mean? She was there, hard luck. You know what I know you're disappointed, but Nan would be really proud. And I was there like,
Yeah.
shit, Nan died last. You know what I mean? I know
Oh,
that.
man.
I know. Sorry, and that's but it's the kind of.
But this is, and to be fair, it's the scary thing with concussion, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And thankfully nowadays, if players get a knock like that, they're off.
Not only that,
Because-
so much would happen now, isn't there? Like
Yeah.
one, the individual, or sorry, an assessor that isn't tied to both teams. Even my
Yeah.
gum sheet that came out straight away, that would
Yeah.
light up. Like
Mm.
thankfully we are moving in the right directions. I'm not trying to say anything in terms of like I wasn't ever looked after with the best of care.
Mm.
Always was, but it was just one of those moments. And honestly, it's with me because when you're playing against a player like him, man, you got to get eyeballs on him good and early.
Yeah.
He saw a weak defender not scanning. I didn't scan early enough. I didn't get
Right.
urgent early. I wasn't in the line to turn around to make a good decision. He knew he could blindside me, ran that late line into the hole and fucking lit me up. Good on you, Jamie Roberts, with your fucking hammerhead.
He's a big. Fuck Jamie Roberts as well. He did that to us a couple of times, didn't he?
Really, man.
Oh, he did. He broke my heart. He was the
Yeah.
one who broke. He broke my leg actually for the last ever time playing for Ireland. It was him landing on my leg, and he sorry mate, sorry about that. Fuck you, that's me finished. Right, tell us quickly because I want to go to a few of the more recent World Cups. But you were there in 2003.
Fuck you, Tommy.
Tell us your story. In 2003.
Wait, we don't have footage of this one. 2003. I must say, like I know we're going through the memories of 2000. Kind of disappointing. I had the time of my life at the Rugby World Cup 2003. Genuinely, at one point, Woody pulled me aside and said, "You're not on a fucking stag." You know what I mean? Like, can you stop getting so excited? There was one of the days we went to the set of Neighbours. There was another day we were kind of, I think we were going like shark swimming or stuff. Like, the amount of stuff we were doing was through the roof. And like, you know, the way, hands up, yes, I was keen for... I was keen for everything. And Woody, to be fair to him, man, like, that was his last World Cup. And he was there like, do you know all the lineups? Yeah, he was there. Do you know all the lineouts? I was there. I'll go through my Polly when I come back from Neighbours.
I was just down Ramsey Street there. Can you believe that it's not actually a real supermarket?
Exactly. Look what I picked up in the day, Woody. Great times, great times. But then, do you know what? It's not. You have to learn it, don't you? The only way is to be exposed to it. Like, we lost to France in that quarterfinal. Woody, to be fair to man, went out in the shield. Unbelievable game out of him, like he had all that World Cup. But he was a different type of leader that we were used to. We'll chat about leaders in time, but geez, man, I couldn't believe how hands-on he was. Like, I remember once, I know this awful, of course, me on my stag, I slept out for a 6 o'clock meeting. You know the way you go back for a little nap? I was exhausted. Yeah. Early training, and then I was probably surfing, and then off to Neighbours or whatever it was. I was absolutely wrecked. You know when you wake up and you see the clock, like 6:02, and you know you need to get moving, but your body physically is like,
no, like, and it's kind of, I've slept on here already. I mean, am I better off just staying in bed?
That was it. I was thinking, if I don't go to the meeting, will they know I wasn't there?
Yeah, exactly.
But then, anyway, I eventually went in, and then straight afterwards went up to Eddie O'Sullivan, our coach at the time. Eddie, hands up, completely my fault. I'm so sorry. Dunners, don't worry about it. Happens, put it behind you. Just make sure you square it away with Woody. Keep Wood. I was there. Nice one. Thank you, Eddie. So, end of dinner, I walked over to Woody. I was there, Woody, how we doing, fella? Sorry about that. Listen, I had a day of it. We were training, and then I went off. We were surfing with myself in strings. Then I found a dead lizard, which I hid in Humps's bag. Wait till I say about fucking hell, Tommy, man. He lifted me. He fucking lifted me. I never got a bollocking like it in my life, man. Honestly, like, I would have preferred he'd punched me square in the nose for the brutal assessment of how I honestly conducted myself. And honestly, it was a change of moment. It really was. But like, imagine Eddie knowing that he could leave that out to his lieutenant. You know what I mean? Like, Eddie knew I was getting a bollocking. You know what I mean? He sent me over for it. He says,
good luck. Good luck.
And here's me kind of going, yes.
Woody.
Fuck, he ate me.
But there are pivotal moments. There's moments like that in my career as well. Like, you talked with Liam Hennessy there. You talked with Woody. Like, when you're a young lad, you're always giddy and you're excited. Like, it's all new and getting to play professionally. Like, it's the dream. But then you realise, fucking, I need to get myself sorted here.
Well, the one that just on that banged it home was him walking off the pitch after that French match, and all the French players coming up. And forget about medals and caps and all that. What we play for, and you know better than anyone, everyone that you play for respect.
Mm-hmm.
And the respect those French players had for Woody, for everything he's done in the game. I remember, like, and then his words from what he'd said to me at that time. I was there like, fucking man, you're miles off that. You know what I mean? If you were walking off the pitch here, man, they're like, who jog on, fella, you're a bluffer. That's what you want, man. You want that kind of respect, isn't it?
That's something we could only dream of. Yeah. The French.
The French respecting us.
Yeah. They're like, fuck, he's back again. How did he get picked?
Donald O'Connell, how are you getting on?
Donncha. Right, let's move a little bit close. I was there in 2019.
Yes.
I
You
did
take it
that
away
with,
from here on in,
well,
kid.
I did that with Air Sport. I remember doing the telly and that. Fuck's sake, that was a baptism of fire.
Jeez, it was. You were
I must have
brilliant,
done
man.
30 matches on the bounce. That was I swear to God, that was learning on the job.
Tell us,
But
the first match though, wasn't it? It was Japan, where you had to do all the names.
yeah. I had to do some of the names were insane. The Georgian team, going through that team.
Brilliant.
I had to go from 1 to 5. And like, I was up at like 3 and 4 in the morning to try and go and do like a kick off at 7, kick off again at 9, kick off another at 11. Oh, Jesus, I was wrecked.
Wow.
But I remember the day that Ireland, I did the opening link to the show. It was Ireland against Japan, and I think it must have said like, Japan have been something, they've been playing some brilliant rugby, but they'll never but they can't really beat the Irish, can they? We'll see, or something. I said something like, as in, kind of like, literally just gave them the curse. And still to this day, the lads from Air Sports send me that clip going, you fuck. But remember, Ireland lost to Japan in that World Cup. Like, oh my God.
Who would have called it? Who would have called it? They were there like, when did it all go wrong? When Tommy said it possibly couldn't happen. Do you know what? It just shows the different circles of life. I was out the other end, and I was on a trip with Paddy Power. Myself, Paddy Power, Ruby Walsh, and Seamus the wrestler. We were in Japan doing different tasks around the fucking, I'm telling you, man, I had the time of my life. Yet again, I was back to 2003. The only task I struggled on, I know this sounds nuts, right? We had to go make tea, and a cup of tea, like, there's a procedure in the way they do it, and there's a ceremony to it, a bit like Hayes in Rala's room. And honestly, man, it involved you sitting in a kind of awkward position for ages. Now, Ruby was able to do it because he doesn't have a spleen, he doesn't have a hip, he doesn't have rotator cuffs. He's lost all of them. He was just basically able to surrender his body to the torture of it. Whereas myself and Seamus, man, we were in bits.
What a trip.
And the last thing was, man, we had to sumo wrestle. I had to sumo wrestle against Seamus, man. He ragdolled me in the first one. I was there like, I thought this was a bit of crack. I kind of copped on for the second one. Paddy Power got in my ear. He was there, come on, for fuck's sake, Thunders. He made you look like a complete. I managed to find something to bring it back to the third, and then he ragdolled me again.
That's so good. Meanwhile, I'm in a studio in Dublin watching on in the Shizuoka Shocker, I think it was. It was all the build up, and I said, but Japan could, and then, but they could beat Ireland. Surely not. And then all of a sudden, they replayed that again. Surely not. It came back to bite me. Fucking hell.
What you wouldn't give for that to be your line over 10 siblings?
Oh, I'd take that any day over 10. So that's following me. Did you see the poster at their electric picnic at the weekend? Someone had a flag of myself and Claire, and Seamus O'Reilly and his 10 siblings. Yeah.
Do you know what though? Fair play to people that are crack. Who goes off and makes a flag of you? You know what I mean? With genuinely, aren't people great for having fun?
Can you imagine the crowd? People are walking past looking at that flag going, haha, that's a laugh. At my expense.
Remember that cop shite?
Right, finally, let's finish off. The last World Cup, one of my biggest highlights and something I'll remember forever, being at the stadium, Ireland against South Africa, when they won that game, and Zombie ringing out. The Irish fans are like no other. Yeah. And that was just incredible. I've never seen anything like it. The atmosphere, Zombie, and feckin' hell, Ireland beating South Africa in that game was top class.
Yeah, it was incredible. That whole World Cup, even, Tommy, though, even the exit to New Zealand, that's probably the best game of rugby I've ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? For that passages of that play, if you want to go see what good is, you know what I mean? Go back, watch that game. But you're right, that moment where it all came together with South Africa, Zombie being played out, like, it wasn't really a thing, you know what I mean? It used to get played. My first time, we used to always play it before kind of Munster matches.
Did you?
You'd listen to it. Yeah, there's something in the DNA, man, or there's something in the ground. You know what I mean? That opens it up in Limerick, that it just, it sounds different. It arrives different. But then it was used for Munster versus Toulouse. Remember the one that went to penalties and Munster lost?
Yeah.
They were just trying to fill time in the middle of it, and someone kicked on Zombie Man, and the crowd went bananas.
Class.
And then, to be fair,
it's a
whoever
great tune for a stadium, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah.
Like
music, man. There's a dressing room in that, just chatting about the tunes, what was on the playlist. Christy coming in and singing for us, stuff like that. There's loads.
We'll do that as well. I had a fella, Welsh player, Jonathan Thomas. Do you remember the song like "Set You Free"? That song. But so JT, he loved that song. But going to the Scarlets one time, we were doing a bus trip with the Ospreys, and he put on the extended version. It's 15 minutes long. It's like dun 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 dun, like the start, and it takes like 10 minutes to kick in. So we literally arrived at the Scarlets before the actual chorus stuck in, and he sent me a clip of it the other day. Very funny. Right. There you have it. There's our World Cup moments. Have you anything else that you want to remember? A good memory?
Not at all. Not at all. We just, I suppose it was an opportunity when we saw the Women's World Cup going on. Like, we know it, Tommy. We'll hardly make it to the Rugby World Cup with this podcast. It's in 2 years' time. We'll surely be sick of each other by that point. So
still loads more stories to go.
Yeah,
loads more stories to go.
We're going to get into it on Friday. We'll chat all about the Women's World Cup, and the top 14's back as well. France back.
It is indeed. Exactly. It's great. Jeez, they haven't had much of a break. Listen, thanks so much to all our teammates in the dressing room as well. We really, really appreciate you all subscribing and listening to the podcast. And again, if there's anything you want to talk to us about or for us to discuss, we're always open to suggestions. So thanks so much. Donncha, catch you Friday.
So, and Tommy, I'm going out for a Nutella sandwich.